My name is Gianfranco Berardi, my pronouns are he, him, his, and I encourage curiosity and support creativity through my solo indie game development studio, GB Games LLC. This is my first Freshly Squeezed Progress Report companion video to go with the Freshly Squeezed Progress Report blog post I published earlier this week. In my previous report, I had started the work of designing dialogue systems, which required stepping back to design the concept of knowledge for a given character in The Dungeon Under My House, my second Freshly Squeezed entertainment project. If you've been following along, you know that The Dungeon Under My House will be a non-violent first-person dungeon crawler. Most dungeon crawlers tend to feature hack-and-slash gameplay, and everything from weapons and armor to treasure and enemy encounters all support this kind of gameplay. If you ask about non-violent games, you'll tend to hear some games allow you to play as a pacifist, but otherwise violence is at the core of the game. Since my game will feature absolutely no violence, then what will be in the game instead? The challenge I've set out for myself is to make conversation and dialogue the focus of the game. But I'm not interested in writing a visual novel, of course, and I'm not interested in the typical branching dialogue that seems to be the state of the art in most games. And I'm definitely not interested in merely trading swords and armor for insults and arguments, which would just take the mechanics of combat and pretending to be that it's something else. Instead, the gameplay of conversation will revolve around knowledge acquisition. Maybe. I'm still exploring what's possible when it comes to conversation and relationships. Anyway, last week was spent trying to create something tangible. I could study linguistics, philosophy, and models of communication for a long time, but at some point, I need something real to start playing with. There's more detail on the blog post, but for now, when you click on a character on the screen, you get to choose between asking and telling. For now, asking is implemented, and this action communicates that your main character, here Francis, wants to ask this other character a question. At this point, you are presented with a series of topics to choose from. Topics represent a character's awareness of something. If the character doesn't know about it, then that topic won't be in this list. Having an awareness of a topic is enough to be able to ask someone else about it, though. At this point, some simple dialogue can be generated. I'll go ahead and pick generic topic 4. And you can see that this topic here is now part of the conversation. However, no response is being generated yet, which is something I'll work on this week. Currently, no one in the game knows anything about the topics, and my first task is to do the equivalent of a 404 error on a website. I don't know anything about XYZ. But then comes the real work of figuring out what facts and beliefs look like in the game, and how a character decides what to tell you, which leads to how you gain new knowledge, which I hope will be experienced as an exciting development by the player. For now, I'm excited that this major aspect of the game's design is starting to come together. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to learn when I release The Dungeon Under My House, or about future Freshly Squeezed entertainment games that I am creating, then sign up for the GB Games Curiosities newsletter, and download full-color player's guides for my existing and future games for free. Again, thank you for watching. Stay curious.